What's going on, guys? WhiteFox1225 here with another video, and today I'm talking about the Elder Scrolls 6 and some news we got on the game at E3. I know we've been covering the Elder Scrolls a lot, but I promise next week we'll go back to our regular schedule of covering the Elder Scrolls and some other games on top of that. So we did get some news at E3. Todd Howard talked a little bit about the game. First off, it is confirmed that the Elder Scrolls 6 is in the making, which is a surprise to really no one. But in case you were worried, they are making it, so that's great news. The not so great news is that Todd Howard said in a quote, and I'm going to read it right now. He said, "We think very long term. We're not a developer that's going to rush something like this out." He then said, "When you think about what is the future of that kind of game, we have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be, and it's just going to take technology and time that we don't necessarily have right now." Then he said that the game is, quote, "going to be a very long time away." So that's kind of sad because it sounds like the game isn't coming for a really long time, and on top of that, to make things worse, he also confirmed 2 new games that are not Fallout or the Elder Scrolls that Bethesda is going to be making before the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, if you know Bethesda, it takes them a really long time to make games, which is good because they do a really good job with them. But if 2 games are going to be coming out between now and the next Elder Scrolls game, that's at least going to be 4 or 5 years. I'd be really surprised if it was any sooner than that. With all of that adding up, it kind of sounds like the next Elder Scrolls game won't be coming before 2020. At least I'd be pretty surprised if it came before 2020 or even 2021 or 2022. So obviously that kind of sucks. We have to remember we still have the Elder Scrolls Legends, ESO, and the Skyrim Remaster coming, but it's not really the same. I think we're all really looking for a new Elder Scrolls game. The only good news in all of this sort of bad news is that he said, quote, that we don't have the technology that we want to make the game right now. And he also said, "I could sit here and explain the game to you and you would say, that sounds like you don't even have the technology. How long is that going to take?" So it's something that's going to take a lot of time. And that's pretty cool because it means that the next Elder Scrolls game is going to be pretty revolutionary, I think, because if the game industry does not even have the technology to make it yet, your mind pretty much has endless possibilities of what it could be. The only things I could think of is full-on VR. I think that's the most likely. If they're waiting for virtual reality to develop more, which definitely will in the next 5 years, because it's just coming out, they're definitely going to make newer models. So maybe the next Elder Scrolls game is going to be all VR and have really sick virtual reality controls. That would be awesome. They could also be waiting for the next round of consoles, you know, the new Xbox and the PS5 or whatever. Maybe they're developing a new engine for the game. That's also possible. I could see that. And then my last sort of theory is that it'll be a lot bigger than all the games, maybe all of Tamriel, and it'll feature some sort of randomly generated system. Not quite sure how that'll work, but I think right now my bet is on virtual reality. It would be really cool if the next Elder Scrolls game was full on VR. Obviously, I think you'd probably have an option, but a full virtual reality Elder Scrolls would be a really cool thing to see. And I think that's kind of what it sounds like, but either way, it sounds like the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have some pretty cool stuff in it. Anyway, guys, it sounds like we're really not going to see it for a while, but there is reason to be excited, especially if the game is going to be full on VR. Keep in mind, like I said, we have ESO, the Elder Scrolls Legends, and the new Skyrim Remaster coming, so definitely still some Elder Scrolls stuff coming out that's worth being excited about. But if you guys liked the video, give it a like. I'll be covering the Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls Legends, and the new Elder Scrolls game when we get more information on it. So if you want to see that, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next one.